Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I'm streaming some 2D 4X today. We're running a little late. Right before I started streaming, a lot of times I like click around a little bit, and I clicked on this and it's broken. So I checked this. This is not what we were going to work on, but we'll fix this real quick. I checked the signals, and there aren't any signals connected. I think they broke when, what about this one? Yeah, I think they broke when I deleted the .godot file and I didn't notice that they broke because, there's a lot of things going on. The other thing that I was thinking about too is like, it's interesting how when I first started this project, when I was getting things done, like I would be like, all right, we're going to do this thing, and we would do it and it would be done and it would be great. And now it takes much longer to get things done, but it's because everything's much more complicated. And it's kind of an interesting like every time I say, oh, we just need to disable some buttons, which is what we will do today later, it's no longer like we just go in and put one if statement. Now it's like we got to re-add or not re-add, but add like 6 things, adjust some other things, and then make sure that they work with how the population does stuff. And we're going to be, man, when we get to the AI stuff, we're going to have a interesting time with that because we're going to be close to it. Not AI as in LLMs, but LLMs, yeah. But AI as in standard old AI for video games. It's going to, the whole thing's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that because it'll be fun to have the AI do more than what it currently does, which is just very little. Anyway, so let's fix this button. So right now, like I said, if you click this, it's supposed to say that they're scavenging, but it's broken. So let's go back. And what tipped me off was, well, this might be something too. This is hitting on the hero. It's hitting this. So we're going to have to look at that too. Because it shouldn't, we adjusted something yesterday and it shouldn't be hitting that. We'll put it over here so I don't forget. But in the first place, when I went back through this to see what was going on, and we have these connect button signals. We're not connecting any button signals for the primary. So we have 2 different things. I guess we can't see them from this thing, but over here we can. We have the primary activities, we have secondary activities, and we have the movement activity. The movement activity we worked on yesterday, and it works, I believe. So we didn't connect these signals because they broke, because we deleted the .godot file. We're going to fix these things too. Let's see what this is. Oh, you know what this doesn't want? Or what this wants? It wants us to get rid of this true thing. And we can do that. We can make these go away. Oh, less things on this. It just wants. That's just how it is. And it wants us to convert this to a question mark expression, whatever that is. All right, we'll do that. This one too? What is this one gonna look? No. What are you, 264? There's no. It wants this thing. What would this look like? Oh God, it's long. Oh yeah, so I gotta get used to these because I'm not used to them at all. Jesus Christ. Munglo, how's it going? Thanks for the raid. Normally you stream after me, I feel like. I just got started like 5 seconds ago. Let me move this over. I need this over here. How was your stream? Yeah, so I gotta get used to these question mark things. And I want this to be one line though. Or not one line, but readable. There we go. You need a break? How long do you stream for? Like, I feel like I check in and sometimes I'm a big lurker. Especially on weekdays when it's my day job time. I'll open up Twitch and lurk for a while and like listen. Usually I don't watch, I just listen while I'm doing my day job. Oh, nice. That game you showed off yesterday was pretty awesome. You said you did that for a game jam? All right, let's connect these signals too. Back up to the top. Oh, what's this one? What's this one's problem? Convert part of body into link expression. What does it look like? I like how it does this, how a writer does this. Do you do a lot of game jams? I notice a lot of people in chat do game jams regularly. Oh, this is the one that I didn't like. Oh, yeah, this is that weird. Yeah, this is going to look strange to me for a while, but we can, yeah, I don't like this thing at all. We'll fix that at some point because we're going to have other things for him to do. Right now, they're just set that way. Because yeah, I know that feeling. With the day job for me and my video game playing and my oh, that's the link to the game. Awesome. Yeah, it's hard to have time for that type of stuff. Plus, I like to sleep a lot. So we're gonna do this primary. That's not what we want. What did we call this? Primary checkbox something. It doesn't look like did we not add this to a list? It should be. Oh, we called it something. Oh, this is the old name for it. Because originally there was only one list. It's now called primary. I mean, my renaming of everything. Welcome, everyone, by the way. Like I said, I'm just getting warmed up here. And then we're going to go primary. Oh my God, I did it again. Primary. And then this is 0. I should probably make enums for this because, and we should already have something going on here. Somewhere. I can't remember what it's called. It should be something about scavenging. I should do enums so I don't have to remember what these are. And then I wonder if that will fix the problem. I don't actually see the scavenge. Did we lose our code for it? Here it is. Hero activity. Oh, I had a... Okay, I remember what we were doing here. Well, I had it so that you would put in through the signal in the inspector and pass through an int, so they would all work. But it looks to me, yeah, then this turns them off. On button, press win. You have a personal rule that any event listener method gets the win. Huh. That's interesting. So there's a few things I've picked up from chat. One of them is not to call things resources. I call them data, just for shortness. So this thing, what the fuck was this thing called? See, that had some weird hero. See, it's got to be renamed too. Hero activity checkbox pressed is equivalent to the enum. I just wrote this the other day, I feel like. Then we hit this switch. This is all one big thing, huh? So this should be primary now. Primary. That makes sense. Is that, you said that's a personal thing, huh? What is the best practices? That's a thing that I bring up all the time, is why isn't there best practices for all this stuff? We need a lambda or whatever it's called. Plus equals, because we need to pass in an int here. A lambda. I think it's like that. I'm going from memory. And then we're going to do that. And then we got to pass in. I got to remember how to do this. Add parentheses? No. Is it the other way around? I think it's the other way around. Lambda. And then I did one of these a couple weekends ago. No, it's not that way. Let me look it up. Where did I use it? I could probably... The problem is I use that a lot now. Here's one with button pressed. All right, so let's go back to this. So we just need to put in the int. Oh, except, yeah, we need to put in the int. It looks like. So we need the int to be, for this one, I wish I could jump down to that. I don't think I can. 0. Yeah, so 0 is, all right, I was just making sure that I was using 0. Button, the pressed is an event. The signals can still be accessed, but I avoid them like the plague. You have interesting rules that you put on yourself. I also have interesting rules that I put on myself, like no var. I don't like var. I think var is fucking stupid. Oh my god, here's another one of these things. This is going to want to do it. Invert the if. So if this equals true, let's see what this does. We return. We'll leave that like that. Comparison with true is redundant. It's another one of these things. Yeah, I don't like it. And it's funny because if I ask ChatGPT anything, it always gives me everything's var. I watched a tutorial. What was it? I was trying to think of what it was on. I watched a tutorial and they basically went through someone's code and changed everything to var. And it kind of blew my mind that they were basically, no, what was it? It was, they were saying basically that with C# var was better. Like you should be switching everything to var. And the problem, this is the issue I have with it, is that it's harder for me to debug when it's var because it will let garbage slide by. So if it lets garbage slide by, okay, so that works now. I wonder if the other one, well, no, we'll have to connect them, but we don't want them to work yet. We want 2 of them to work. Except the activity is wrong. Service. His activity should be scavenge at 0. These 2 we have to connect as well, but these ones we don't because we need to do, this thing we need to rewrite part of the research, but in this one we need to write this stuff. Yeah, a couple of streams ago I went through and deleted the .godot file because I was hoping to get rid of these 30 errors, but it didn't help. And so basically what happened is, what has happened many times is that every time I delete the .godot file, a bunch of stuff breaks, and I don't think it's supposed to do that. I don't think, so the .godot file, I don't think it's supposed to be in control of signals and dragging and dropping things. So if you drag and drop certain things, so basically if I drag and drop this into an array, in the inspector, it breaks when you delete the .godot file. So I went through and deleted all the .godot file and made sure everything was reconnected, except I missed this. This is the part that I missed. Why is this giving it service though? It's one off. So service, did we not put service into, no, it's there. We added one yesterday. We put recruited in. So I'm betting, why would I hard code in the number though? That's crazy. Well, the other weird thing, I guess it's not that weird, but it has screwed me in the past, is when I type a number into the inspector and then you hit run, it applies the number when you run it. So if you have a getter setter, it actually fires the getter setter ahead of time, like before the program runs, basically. So that causes an issue sometimes where it's happening before things are ready to go. Which I didn't like figure out that was the issue for a long time. I was like stuck on this bug that was like never ending circle of like, where is this coming from? Why are things happening? And it's because it's the inspectors like firing it before, like when it's done building it, then it, so then I had to like work my way around that. So this is off by 1. You know what it is? It's because something else is, I need to put this in the README. Something else is off because we added in this recruited, so it pushed everything down 1. Well, it should be the other direction, though. I bet you, though, that's what's going on. I got to think of where that would be, though. We've added 2 things. See, I knew that was going to be a pain in my ass yesterday, which is why I started writing that yeah, it should be the other direction, though. It saves things, yeah. Navigating up and down in scene tree with errors is partially contextual, meaning depending where. Oh, seriously? So I've had huge issues when dragging and dropping things from anywhere into here. I find it very annoying. It's weird. I was wondering, I don't use Linux very frequently. It's pretty rare, and it's always, I would say 90% console if I do have to use it. And I was wondering if the way that they wrote this was the way that Linux GUIs work. Like you have to select something and then drag it. So if you have like this selected, but you want it inside activity and you were to drag something in there, it's actually going to drop it in a resource. And it's weird to me that that's how it works. So if I was to drag something and drop it and let go on top of activity, it's still going to drop into resource because that's what I have selected. That's not how Windows works. If you drag and drop a folder, let's go to, so if I'm in here and I drag something in and I drop it in here, it's going to go into this folder. If I have that selected, and I drop it on here, it's still going to go into this folder. Let's see. So we got to find where this is throwing it off. We're clicking that. It should be, it's probably the switch, maybe. Let's see. 034. How is this creating this? This thing, so it shouldn't be hitting service at all at this point. Let's double check that this is what it's doing. I think, I was going to tell you something the other day. What was it? I was talking to Chat, and you were mentioning something about you wish you could have, there was like a checklist of things you could turn off, and there actually is. Where was that? So it was something weird. You had to like create a new profile. What was it? not under help. I swear it's under editor. I wish Joker was here. He's the one who pointed it out. No, it was, there's like a profile thing you can set up. And remember, well, with my terrible memory. So we were talking about like the ability to have like a turn off shit that you didn't need. No, it was you had to create a new one, and that's where I thought it was weird. Let's see here. Godot create profile, and you could go through and you could turn off. It wasn't build profiles, and you could turn off like 3D if you didn't want 3D in there. There's Joker right there. Joker, where was that profile thing? Where you created a new profile and you could uncheck things? Project settings, maybe? Remember, you know what I'm talking about? You could uncheck like the 2D stuff, and you could uncheck the whatever you wanted to uncheck, and it would take it out of there. Project settings for sure. It was somewhere like because it was a thing, like it was like you were setting up a new profile. Well, anyways, there's a thing where you can create a profile for your project, and then you could turn off the crap that you didn't want. And so that way you could have even a smaller version of Godot, optimized version. It's none of this crap, though. Oh, here we go. No. Oh, wait, here we go. I think it was this. Yeah. Okay, so where was I under? I was under editor. And then you could like turn off stuff that you didn't want. So you have all these different things. I could probably turn off 3D, honestly. I guess you know that this is only going to be, you know, what it shows. I don't want to do it in this project and then suddenly break something. Oh, this is kind of interesting. It's like there's a little bit of lag in the background. It's kind of weird that it does it before I hit OK, too. Yeah, that was the thing. So I guess it's not actually turning off the feature, though. It's just turning off the editor part. But you couldn't make it a lot less stuff to look at. Like, I never look at this. I probably could turn that off, like I was saying. I also never look at this. Though I probably should. Go back to my 2D thing. Or the scripts thing, too. What were we doing? We're going to test this. I just want to make sure that it really is off one. Somewhere it's probably generating this is what I'm thinking is except it should be one more. So we check this. It says scavenge has been pressed down there, which is nice. But then this is on service. So somewhere, what does it say over here? Yeah, so somewhere we have an extra one extra. I put in 0 in there. Let's double check though. There's also that switch Did this say that one thing? No, I don't know why we have this thing there. It was under editor. Here, I'll go back to it. Editor, manage editor features, and then you got to create a new profile. Obviously, I had to test one there, but reset to default. There we go. Remove profile. No profile. PDS, thank you for the follow. Let's see. So we got all of our we have all of our activities. So scavenge is here. I'm just gonna make sure like I didn't copy and paste the wrong name. No, it's there. Where are we getting these arrays now? This is different than than it originally was. Oh, there's nothing in here. Where is it getting this though? Whoops. Oh, good God. Where is it running this? This used to be an array, but it's not an, I hope it's not an array, like a, oh, it is an array. We need to get rid of this. It's supposed to, I mean, it's always going to be an array, but it's supposed to be getting, it's supposed to be reading these from disk. And yesterday when I was looking at these, I was like, oh, we already did all these, but I guess I skipped that one. Oh, some bunches of these aren't fixed. I thought I fixed all these. Oh, see, this one definitely is like, what? Yeah, I thought we fixed all of these. That's one of my things that I wanted to fix because I think it's part of this issue. I know there's 0 right down here now, but I think that there's dragging these things into their arrays. So that would make sense because I did not put this over here. They're recruited. So I bet you, yeah, I totally thought we fixed this all. Did I like revert back and fuck something up? That would be a bummer. That did happen one time where I reverted like one stream because something got fucked up. Yeah, so this is missing the recruited one. But we want to pull this from disk now. We don't want to do it this way anymore because I have a feeling that this is related. So then that's interesting. So that means also when we delete the .godot file, it doesn't break these arrays. It breaks only certain arrays, which makes no sense. Why would what the fuck? Why were those certain arrays? I wonder what's dragged in there. Maybe those other arrays don't have resources in them. They had maybe they had they probably had nodes dragged into them, not resources. So the ones that broke, I wish I had that, like I'd kept a screenshot of the error, because I bet you it was anything with like nodes in them. They should have been the same type of nodes, but maybe they weren't the same type of nodes. But no, they wouldn't have had to have been because it wouldn't have let me. So anyways, let's fix this too. See, this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. Whenever I want to make a change, it's way more difficult than it used to be in the good old days because everything's more complicated now. We are going to read all activities from disk. Yeah, I'm still thinking about the win thing, and I think that's probably a good idea. I like to let things percolate in the back of my mind. That way you can everything I can just search win as well. I guess these ones didn't break, which I'm very surprised. I gotta remember how to do this too, but I actually did this the other day on a different thing, so I'm just gonna pull it off my other game. Gotta remember where it is though. You don't know to open that up in? You know, I'm going to probably have to search. So let's do this. Let's pull this whole thing up. Are you starting? Can I only have one project open at a time? New window. I think this is the first time I've opened two projects at once. Something changed? Oh yeah, I did revert something back on here. What are we looking for? Read something from disk. Read. I gotta remember what I was reading from disk. I was reading equipment. You know, I know where it is here. We have, not that. It is load game. No, that is not where it is. We want to do, man, where was that? This shouldn't be that hard to find. You know what I can search for actually is dir access. Open. Here we go. Here we go. It's right here. This is what we need. I'm going to take all this crap. We're going to need both these things actually. We need this. And we're going to need this. Right? Who is this guy just ripping off this other guy's code? What if I just click now? Click over here. We're going to put this here. We're going to get a bunch of errors, but that's okay. And then I don't think I need this anymore, so we can do that. Get starting inventory from disk. So this, where would it, oh, I should have left that open because I think we could. So we're gonna, so I did it on my other game. I did things a lot differently. Like I keep saying, it's supposed to be the other way around. On my other games, my offline games, those are supposed to be my learning things where I just fuck around with stuff, and then I apply that to 2D4X. But in reality, what's happening is I'm learning things in 2D4X, and I apply it to these offline games. And so I do things wildly different. I wing it a lot more. So on here, I like try to put more comments and things, and on my other I just like type some shit in. And also the other strange thing is it always just works, and I always say this, it's crazy how everything just works on my other game. Like I'll run into a major error and I'll just be like, I don't know, and I'll just delete some random line and then the whole game will work better. I don't understand why it's like that. So anyways, we're gonna need some stuff here. We'll do it on, I was thinking we would break these. We'll just, since this is the first one, we're gonna write this one in this script, but I think we're gonna end up moving some stuff around. So first thing we're gonna need here is a string. A private string called activities directory. And no, we're gonna have it equal res. I love that this thing fills this in. I don't know why it makes me so happy, but it does. I don't think it's, oh, it is actually called activities. And for some reason, sometimes it doesn't want the slash at the end. So then we're gonna need what the fuck is it? Did I just type in there? Activities directory. Directory name while this only process subdirectories. We don't actually want that. So this is, so I was wondering about this on, for some reason on my other game, I wasn't putting the slash at the end of this, and I was wondering why I was doing that. We just go like this though. Directory name, what are you pulling out of here? Subpath. Oh, you know why I'm doing that is because in this one there are subdirectories. We don't actually need the subdirectories. Failed to open starting. This is going to be, I don't know what the hell music I'm listening to. I think we can combine this. What is this thing doing? We're passing in a path. And then we're getting all, you know what, we don't need this shit at all. This is like just open the, I don't think we need this at all. We can just get rid of this thing. And then we can just read all, and it looks like maybe I use this. I don't know why I'm typing this all out. It looks like I use this in multiple places, and I can't, it's because I was passing in a path. And then it's reading. See, I'm putting that slash at the end. I wonder why I was doing that. It's strange. So what we would do. Why isn't this an error? I should be getting an error here because I'm not putting this in here. There's no path. So here we go. We have this path. I probably have this in some sort. No, it's private. I don't know. Then it's gonna read all of the .tres or .res files with a resource loader. It says load equipment. Loaded equipment? No, we're gonna say loaded activities for testing. We're gonna comment this out in a second. Then we're adding this to here, which we don't want. And so this is going. There's different types of resources in my other game that are sitting in various folders, and that's what this does. Is it goes through and this is I didn't know you could do this until like 2 weeks ago. That you could just give it a resource. I thought you had to give it a very specific type of resource. We're talking about Godot resources here. I didn't know you could just be like, it's a resource. Like I thought you had to say it's in this case, like equipment data or vehicle data, right? But you can say it's a resource, and then I had to figure out what type of resource it is, but we don't need that for this. We just need to, we already know what it is. It's going to be an activity data. Is that what this is? Yes. Why didn't I fix this the other day? I thought I fixed all these. I'm very upset at myself. Activity data. Activity data. Yeah. Activity data. What do you think I'm going to cast that as? And then loaded activity data with file path. We don't need this switch, except we do need it to add into the all activity data's add. Is this an array? Wait. The fuck out of here with this array. We're gonna make, so I also changed these all the lists in my other thing. That C# list. And it doesn't really have any effect on anything down the road, if I remember correctly. It might. Why are you mad? Type of exported member. We don't actually need you exported anymore. All right, so I think, let's get rid of this crap. Oh, I guess we needed that one. Then we can just test this. I can't believe, I swear that I feel like we already did all this. Maybe I dreamed it. The guy who was doing the construction, fixing my bathroom, asked me if he did something. And I was like, yeah. And it was weird that he asked me. And then he said that, he said, maybe I dreamed that I didn't do it. We cannot go to the remote. Let's see what it says here. So this should be at the very top. We get 140 comments. So these are all loaded now. And this actually solves this stupid me dragging shit in there. Now I think it's stupid. 2 weeks ago, I thought it was the best thing ever. Let's test this, though. So we check this guy. We go in here. Now he's on scavenge. So that's one less step for when we add activities. And I was thinking about it this morning, and I think this is a thing that I do. It's this, like, it's the same as, like, oh, I have too many lists or too many whatever. What do you want here? Read only? So I'm always like, oh, I don't want to add more lists, or oh, I don't want to add more variables or whatever. And in reality, and same with enums. Oh, I need to use less enums, but I don't know why I want to use less enums. I don't know why this is, if it's just use them until I need. Don't do it too much. But so with the activities, I think I was reluctant to add more activities, but I think it makes everything so much easier if I have the activities set up so that we can tell what the people are doing. Anyway, so this guy's set to scavenging. Let's see if he actually scavenges at 4 a.m. What did you do at 4 a.m.? What is this dude's name? Diana. Diana Lewis. Is scavenge idle? Are you actually idle now? No, it just kicks her idle for a second. Diana Lewis is generating scavenge remnants. So she did scavenge. So that was the problem with that. Now we need to fix it. Or we need to we need to fix it. We need to add. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like the win thing. Like I said, I have to let things percolate. I've noticed that in all walks of in all parts of my life, people like in my job will be like, "Can you do this?" And I go, "No." And then I think about it for a minute. I go, "Wait, no, I can't." So I've tried to, before I say no, I try to, we don't need this open, I don't think. Before I say no, I try to let things think for a minute. We don't actually need this. That was just so I could remember how to do that one thing. This is under here. We need to add some more. I should just make them enums. I should just make enums. So we're going to want this thing, primary, 1, yeah, primary, and we're only going to go to 3 or 2 because there's only 2 buttons that matter right now. And we'll see, yeah, and it hits that switch. I guess that switch isn't terrible. For a long time, I don't know. I have some weird thing against switches too. So it's not going to let us do this right now because we don't have anything being built. So let's test the first thing by building a Fisher shed. And now this is allowed. Let's double check that you're on build. You are now on build. Let's see if you actually build something at 4 a.m. It's actually, I think, 3 o'clock because everyone kicked over. We don't have any. Oh, that's not your name anymore. What's your name now? Virginia? I dated a girl named Virginia, but she went by Jenny. But not Jenny. She went by Jenny. Not Jenny. Jenny. Can you tell the difference? Added to the heroes list is a hero and has been added to the possible and prioritized builders list. Has been equipped. All right, so that's correct. So now let's test. We just have to let it run a little bit, and then this will be on work. Oh, well, let's double check. Build Fisher Shed 1. Yeah, it looks to me like this was just the thing that broke was the signals and the activities thing. All right. Fisher Shed 1 has been completed. Now, you're still on build, is that right? I don't think that's right. Why is it grayed out? Yeah, we got a problem there. That's a bug. That's a bug. but we'll put them on this one. So it should have turned off that one. It should have grayed out and turned that off and set them to idle. Let's put a note in. And I guess we're gonna be debugging today, not working on this other thing. I think we'll have a chance to get to these things. And what I'm thinking is we'll move this read wherever it went. I don't know where it went. It's right here. We'll move this to like auto load or something, and then we'll just call this and we'll pass in the path, and it will return a list of resources. And that we'll use that for all the other resources that we're loading in, because we have a folder full of them. And you know, Bumblebite was talking about this too, about like reading from stuff for disk and saving stuff to disk for a ton of different things. So I guess in his game, he wants to make it easily moddable, and I haven't been really worried about that on mine because mine's open source. And on my other game, it's the other way. It's not open source, so I want to make it easily moddable. So I'm going to do it more like where everything's saved to disks, and then the players can edit the files on the disk. And resources you can edit from the disk. So if you wanted to, you could change settings with that. But I'm thinking about also kind of moving towards that with this game as well, even though it is open source. Like maybe people don't want to re-export it. I keep wanting to call it compile, but what the fuck was I going to type in here? When a hero is done building, it needs to disable, which it does, and uncheck the building button in the hero panel container. Then I got to remember back, if I switch to the win thing, I also got to remember. And then we're going to move this. Wait, come on. We're going to move this to the top. Move to top. All right. Yeah, we'll move that in a second. We're going to finish fixing this one issue. This looks so crazy to me. Still. What were we doing? We need to test that construction is working. My music has stopped. Music that you guys can't hear. Yes, I'm continuing to listen. I gotta change my choices there. While I'm over here. All right. So we got to check this one. Oh no, this one's busted. That's supposed to. We got to check that one and then let it run till 4 a.m. This one we're holding off on. Oh, we got a bug. Is it because I checked that thing? Yeah, it is. It's the research thing. Let's do this again, because checking that may have fucked that up. Soon we'll get to that. We got to fix the exploration thing. We're doing all of this to get to this exploration stuff in Netherlight. It seems like we're sidetracked, but we're not, because we have to deal with all of his subordinates. Because the subordinates are going to affect how well the person does exploration. We can speed this shit up. And then you will not stop. I kind of feel like that was deliberate. Maybe that was deliberate. But you can't stop them. I mean, you can. Maybe that was deliberate. Where we wanted it left on that so that you could tell that they are set on building from this window. But they're not doing any building. I think that might have been deliberate. What is this person? Irene? Let's see if clicking this put them on the... Yep, now they're going to work with the common folk here. So at 4 a.m., oh, we are getting a debug thing from this. There's a scavenged food. So they shouldn't have been scavenging. What population is researching? Oh, we always get this error when there's something else going on. It always hits this, like if it can get past this. So this is for randomized. So the all the population, including heroes, generates like a random amount of small research. This looks right. That looks right. What is going on with this output? It seems like there's still... I think though it's that bug that stopped it. So what is this? You're set on work. What are you, what's your actual object reference not set to an instance of an object, eh? We want to keep that thing. Population data, current research item. That shouldn't be interest data. Interest type. Do we not have an interest type for you? Your interest is politics. I bet you there are no politics. Population, current improvement, interest data. So it actually should be, oh, is it because we broke? I bet you we changed some shit around and this is now. But the county improvements are skill and interest. I think this should default to something. Regardless, and it looks like these are fine actually. Gardening, botany, farming. Botany for lumberjacking, sure. Information, and then lumberjack warehouse. That's the county improvement. So that has the thing, and you know we could change this now. This is another thing that we could change because they fixed the inspector thing. It's crazy that population data. So these are here. Single Wings, how's it going? These are here. Maybe we're not passing in the population. What does this say? I think this needs to get changed to find a random research by type. Isn't that what's going on? I can't decide if I want the county population heroes to research depending on what they're doing, or if they should just get random after it's assigned to their... that doesn't help me. What is your problem? I saw Joker. I saw I saw an alligator video. I almost sent it to you at like 7 a.m. this morning. That was 8 a.m. And then I was like, you know, he's probably getting tired of me sending him alligator videos. Joker likes crocodiles and alligators. Get passive research. It was a alligator that was going upstream because of a storm and like running across the thing. I wonder. So this should be happening to like everybody, unless it's just this hero. I don't know which thing is missing though. So it was just on Reddit, you know, I was just on Reddit doing whatever, and so it's passing in the activity, it's hitting work, and then one of these things is wrong. Is it the faction data? Is it the thing? GD print hero faction data population faction data faction name, and then we'll do. I bet you it's the current county improvement is not assigned to the player or to the hero for some reason. I bet you that's what it is. Crystal, how's it going? Yeah. Are there any? There probably are. There's probably. I was looking up. What are those D&D? Well, they're in Pathfinder. Those little frog people. Giplies. Is that what they're called? I was looking up Giplies because like someone wanted to play a Giply or something, or they had it. No, a Giply like showed up and people were like, "What the fuck is a Giply?" I think they're called Giplies. And so I was looking for a picture of them, like while I was doing a screen share with my D&D group at the time, and there was some sexy frog people. So I could see there being some Instagram sexy crocodile things. Current county improvement slash interest type, and then plus that thing. Let's see which one of these it gets to. And I wonder if it won't do it if they have a different interest. Oh, I see something got auto modded. Oh, okay. No, it was a good thing that got auto modded. Let's put. So what did we do? We got to duplicate what we did. So we built a Fisher shed. We put them on work. Amy is their name. This thing was huge. This thing was huge, and so it was probably. I mean, it might have been AI generated. It kind of looked fake. We need to wait for this to be finished being built. All right, so we still haven't gotten the bug. Is it when I click this? No, it's going to happen at 4 a.m. because it's hitting that one thing. Okay, so it has something to do with the current county improvement. So why doesn't this here have a current county improvement? Something got fucked up. Yeah, I guess this is going to be a debug one. So under our county, can we look at you? Can we look at you? What is your name? Amy? I think we can look at you, Amy. We're going to go... What's the easiest way to do this? I think if we go to... No, where do I stash you? It's down here. If we go to the shipbirds, and then we go to here, and then we go to, you are the faction leader. Amy Stewart, there you are. What are we looking for? We're looking for something. Needs, tribute, skills. I wonder if there's like, we added a skill and it's missing too. Equipment, current county improvement is null. So this is the problem. So what happened there? We had a bunch of logic for how the heroes are assigned to that. It's strange that broke, but we haven't tested in a long time. So assign working heroes to prioritize list. This thing wasn't prioritized. This thing was just a standard old county improvement. It's just a Fisher's shed. It has 0 workers. Nobody's working there? I'm tempted to try to look up that video. I wonder, it's like a video. I think it's a I think it was a saltwater croc crossing road floods. Reddit. It's always on Reddit, right? Except, oops. Oh, this is it, but this is 3 years old, so it was a repost. I don't know where this is. Looks like a bad place to live, though. Yeah, doesn't that look fake? I think it's fake. Like some sort of weird. Well, 3 years ago, the AI generated art wouldn't have been that good. I mean, I guess it could have been okay. So what the fuck happened here? So assign builders to improvements. That worked. Clear the prioritized building list. I wonder if we like made something private, or we're not. What about this array that I had? Maybe it's these arrays. Do we have an array of all county improvements? We don't. We have activities. It's reading from that. It's a list. Attributes, perks, goods, research, interests. Oh, I'm on remote. I was like, what's going on here? So this is the one that's done now. Let's double check something too, though. That this has not been thrown off into some. This all looks normal. Well, it's hard to tell. So I think this is going to be another problem that we're going to have to fix. Random raccoon critter, how's it going? What are we looking at? No inputs? That seems right. Let's look at this thing. Yeah, this has input goods. See, we can fix all of this now. They don't have to be a good / whatever. They can be an enum. And we don't have to drag and drop this crap in here. We can pick. So that could be related to those 30 errors that come up. But we're not going to deal with that right now. I don't see anything missing in here, so it's got to be something broke. It's pretty crazy, because we tested the shit out of this the other day. It was like a month ago. Assign everyone to construction. So what time is it on here? It's 7 o'clock. So all of these people... Wait, all of the people... It was completed today, though. So if it was completed today, it would have been the next day that everyone was assigned to work it. So let's go back and see if that happens the next day, because I'm curious if everyone's broken. We know the hero's broken. And that's the same hero, but I'm wondering if that breaks. Yeah, everyone's idle. So it probably breaks when the hero breaks. So check for any work. What happened to you, Mr. Hero? It's probably when we added the recruiting in. If they have a preferred skill, check if worker's full. If preferred skill, add person to work improvement. Remove population from lists. You should show the editor feature thing that this raccoon can learn stuff. Which one? The war against Godot. I don't know. It badly. It's a losing fight. It's like Vietnam for me, because every time that I think I'm winning, insurgents appear in the background and strike with deadly accuracy. The profiles thing, yeah, we were talking about this earlier the other day. Monglo brought up something a long time ago, and then we were talking about it in chat, and then it came up that there's like this feature you can. I already forgot where it was. Editor settings. No, it was manage editor features, and you can create like if you want to streamline your uh, uh, well, now I can't type in here. What did I do last time? Oh, create test. If you want to streamline your editor, you can actually turn off stuff. So like if you turn off the 3D button, it will go away. So if you never use, you know what I never use is this history thing. I could turn that off, and then it would just go away. I haven't actually messed around with it. Besides this, I do think it's a little weird that this takes a second to reappear. Restore to default. Clear no, remove profile. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing. I thought originally that it was actually disabling that stuff, but it's not. It's just in here. So what's the deal with not Irene? What's this person's name? Amy? What did you do last, Amy? Okay, so something else is actually it's something. So it's actually she's still scavenging. Oh, there's more than one Amy, which makes it confusing. Her name's Amy Stewart. Where the fuck is Amy Stewart? Savage Blows. The script editor? I never use the script thing. No, oh, that's not true. I have some text documents for names actually that I've edited in there. It's been like probably over a year though. Oh shit, an hour's already passed. So this is confusing because we have 3 Amy's? Seriously? What are the chances of that? I guess high? They're elsewhere though. They're in other places. It's because we added so many people to this for that other test. We need a more unique name, but I guess they're all the same chance. That's what we're working on, is the bugs. Let's see. What Jessica do we have? We could have multiple Jessicas. I need more names is the thing. I need like way more names. So I think, what was the deal? Well, let's test it. I think they shouldn't do anything. Yeah, so that is working. I was thinking maybe they were getting put in when they're idle, because when a normal person's idle, they get put in, they start scavenging. They're supposed to, at least. Yeah, so they're all scat, well, except for this ding dong. This person's just unhelpful, though. I can already tell. That's actually some. I'm surprised that that's the only one. But yeah, so when they're idle, so they didn't get put into the scavenging thing. Let's have them. Let's build, but not put them into the build thing. And then I'm gonna take a break after this. Technically, you do need to confirm your. I don't even unit my unit. I don't have a unit test. I don't even know what that is. This comes up a lot. All right, so what did you do, Jess, this time? All right, you're still idle, which is what we want. So then let's see. So that's completed building. Oh, I built basic storage, which they can't work there. No, we want the Fisher's shed. All right, well, wait. I was like, why is this turned off? Okay, so Fisher's shed is done. It's 4. Is it actually done though? Because we have other issues if it is. It is actually done. So we had other issues. So this should have been turned off. Man, how did this break? I wonder what I did. It's got to be the recruiting. When I messed with the recruiting, I think I reorganized something. And I just didn't know it. You forgot to eat dinner? I only eat one meal a day, so forgetting to eat dinner would be pretty noticeable for me. So I wonder if they'll ever start working there. No, it's broken. So what happened with work? Something with work busted. They're just stuck building forever. Wait, are they building a second Fisher shed? What's going on over here? Did I build 2? They're building a second Fisher shed. Didn't that say it was a converted warehouse originally? What the fuck is going on here? Now they built a second one. I built 2? I thought I had I must have... Okay, well then that's not as bad as I thought. Yeah, now they're back to scavenging, which they should do for a day, and then... Now it's busted, though. Somehow they got... Yeah, so that's the thing. They're not getting assigned to work. I wonder how the fuck that happened. I must have adjusted like an if-then statement. If-else. When I was doing the recruiting. All right, so it's not as catastrophic as I thought. But yeah, they're supposed to have gone to work in the place. I wonder what happens if we prioritize one. Let's prioritize 2. I mean, number 2, not 2 of them. They still don't do shit. Yeah, there's something, I bet you we fucked with a list when I did that recruiting thing. And now it's like skipping everyone. We put this check for recruitment thing, but that should only affect heroes. It should only be checking hero lists. All right, I'm gonna take a break though. Yeah, there's something. There's something in here that's like probably looking at the wrong. It's doing something to the list. And it's making it skip everybody, but only working, huh? And then what happens, the reason why we're getting that other bug for the hero is when we click this, it's not actually assigning them to the work, to the building, because they need to be they need to be assigned to the building and the building assigned to them. And that's not happening when it hits 4 a.m. So then that's when we get that bug. What was the other weird shit that was going on? Oh, it wasn't disabling. But maybe that was by design. I can't remember. It's probably like I adjusted one thing, but it shouldn't be that fragile at this point because we've been over this like 40 times. All right, I'm going to take a break. Assign workers to improvement, but is this assign people to the prioritized work improvement? We don't need the prioritized builder anymore because we generated the idle population list after this. Generate, do we? Where is it? Did I define idle population? What are all these people doing then? Doesn't this need to be up here? Check for prioritized work improvements. So then we get a list of prioritized work improvements. If it's greater than 1, we generate prioritized workers list. How does this work? Because obviously it's not working. Actually, let's get rid of this thing. is a normie. Nope. All right, yeah. I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me throw up my break timer and let me pause my music that you guys can't hear. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I did the same thing where I didn't think about what I was going to work on when I was outside. Actually, I did a little bit. I bet you this is what I was thinking. We inverted. One of these things said invert, and I did it. And I didn't test it right after, which is what I always do. But I didn't do it this time, and I bet you the invert was not. Because I was looking at it when I was doing it. I was like, oh, that doesn't. All right, check for any work. What does this thing do? Okay, so it's looking at the possible workers list, but which we don't have a possible workers list anymore. We changed it all around. We renamed all of these lists to other things. Oh, I also renamed a bunch of shit. Jesus Christ. We can rename this. What do we call it now? We have a workers list. Are we using all these things? I guess we are. Scavenging here, we don't need this list. It looks like it would be grayed out if we weren't using it. List to collect county population of removed workers. Yeah. List of all idle. Let's just get rid of this one. List of all idle, helpful, and loyal workers for the day. So this should be, look at all these things that it wants me to change. This should be workers. And then I think it said list there. And then we'll get rid of this. And then in here, what is this thing doing? Wants me to get rid of this. I'll do it. If the county improvement type needs workers equals false, or it has low stockpile, I'll put that back on. If prioritized workers list is greater than 0, we yank everyone from, oh yeah, I remember this now. So we were yanking everyone from one county improvement. Did we not finish work? No, we did. 100%. Look at all of these. Holy shit. I gotta fix those. I guess we are not gonna mess with those buttons today. This is all gonna be debugging this thing. And I thought I made it, like I said, a lot more robust with these other lists, but something. Look for population to work improvement. What does this do? We have this run twice. Why? Why? What? So we're skipping. We bail out of this thing, or that loop, if it needs stuff. Oh, could that be the problem? Is that all of these things need resources? How many resources are we packing up here? What is this? What does it need to work? I don't remember. 5 wood. We have 0 wood. So it doesn't have enough. So there isn't any work. Let's run this again. I think that might be part of the problem. But it shouldn't be assigned. They shouldn't be idle. They should all go to scavenge. They shouldn't sit around idle if there isn't any improvements for them to work at. Let's see here. No, we don't want to spawn him. We want to build a fisher's shed. I was like, where did that converted warehouse come from? It came from... Are you guys not building? You are building. It came from... They researched it, yeah. So they're all on scavenge today. I thought I fixed that too, where they didn't scavenge for a day, but maybe so yeah, now they're scavenging. Let's see, what was the thing? Maybe I'll look at this first. Maybe it's related to this thing. That's just the H box, though. Yeah, they all have low stockpiles, so let's fix that. So since we're here, we should just be able to delete this, and we'll run it again. So they don't need anything, but they should still kick into scavenging. Man, what the fuck did I do? So now their inputs are none. It should they should work there regardless. We got that. I was just making sure they're working and stuff, or building it, I mean. All right, so they built it. Now what are they doing? Okay, now they're working there. So that was the problem with that part, but we haven't. So maybe we didn't test this. Where they're no, it seems impossible because it was already set on 5 wood. Maybe we had 5 wood being generated. That's quite possible, and then I've changed it since then to test something else. So they had 5 wood to start with, so we never tested this without any wood. So what's happening is it's when this returns nothing. Check for any work if this is greater than 0, because we kind of changed how prioritized workers work too. So basically before, well, it doesn't fucking matter, it just did it differently. We're gonna fix these real quick. They're driving me crazy. What do you want me to do? Oh, this is count idle workers. Yeah, all right. So we'll count, what does this do? We'll call this current. So it has a different name. Look at all these. It's true redundant. It's just the way I used to do it. Now I have to learn new ways. I gotta adjust. Man, I helped this dude this weekend or on Friday at my job, you know, in my day job, my help desk job, basically. He had an excuse for everything. He didn't know how to do shit. He had an excuse for everything. He was unwilling to adjust, too. If he had seen this, he would just be like, I can't do that. Fucking dickhead. I couldn't believe. Sometimes I'm shocked by how entitled people are at their jobs. Like, it's not an age thing. I know people are like, millennials. It's not an age thing. All right, so we need this to be called something else. What is this thing? Population eats food. We'll call it. Rename the parameter. We're going to call it hungry population. Are you going to, yeah, we'll call it the hungry population. So my first day at this job, you know, it was the first, you know, it was the first day where I was alone. So I had the guy training me, and he had left. So it was the first day he was gone. Remove unused. Okay, well, that's good. The fuck is this? Population eats food. This is redundant because what do we got going on here? We have a pulsing green thing. What is this other? People who need to die. People who need to die soon is what, whoops. Soon. All right. Well, we got another one. Oh, it's the same one. Anyways, so the first day I'm alone, they're like, we have this new employee. Can you go help him? It's his first day. So I go over to help this dude, and like everyone sits in cubicles, right? Especially back then. This guy eventually got his own office. It was like a closet. They converted a closet into an office for this dude. And so it was like, this area that I'm sitting in right now was about how big it was. Like just this little, like I am in a big room, but it was like a tiny room. You just like crammed in there. Anyways, they had monitor stands that were he said it was too low, and he refused to sit there until they raised the monitor stands. So he just like stood there and tapped his foot while I raised the monitor stands, like, because you needed a tool to do it. And I couldn't believe that on his first day, like he showed up on his first day and was demanding stuff. That, like, you know, I guess I'm from the old school, like you kiss ass at the beginning of your job, and you don't start demanding things until later, and you're sure that you're not going to get fired. That was not his thing. So what were we doing here? It looks like I was doing some sort of test. What is your suggestion here? Oh, I see why it's doing that. It's saying it doesn't need this because if it's not going to get to these other things. So what you would do instead, I think, is you would leave that there. and you'd get rid of this, right? Oh, Jesus Christ. K and D. And then that would, because this would return, yeah, so that would return out. We would get out of there. Anyways, yeah, so I guess I'm from the school of like when you start a new job, I'm worried about losing my new job. And then once you've worked there for a while, then you start complaining like a motherfucker. But yeah, this guy helped on Friday. He had an excuse for everything. He was trying to tell me how I should do stuff. And I was like, man, I don't even have anything to do with that. So scavengeable, what's the problem here? Wasn't there like a typo? Yeah, it has an E at the end. That's what we learned. I said rename to. Whoops. It's scavengeable. It blows my mind that it has the E at there too, but yeah, I couldn't believe it. But, you know, he didn't know how to save as a PDF, which was the whole thing that started this whole thing. Make property selected private. I don't believe, really? Why is it a getter setter? I guess that's really? How is this? Oh, I know. No? This should have like a ton of shit in it. All right, we'll make it private then. If you're right about that, then you're right about it, right? And that just wants the lambda thing. What the fuck does this thing want? Oh, not another question mark. Wait, you just took it all away. What? If selected equals true, do this. What did you change this to? Oh, are you going to put the value in there? Oh, you smart motherfucker. Yeah, this is much nicer. Man, that actually seems like something Joker would point out to me. He catches those on mine all the time. He'd be like, why don't you just put this? And I go, oh yeah. All right. What are we going through here? This can be private. I guess we'll make this stuff private. I just want all this gone. It's annoying me. What the fuck is this? Check enough resources. You know, we should run this again. We already know our current problems. We're going to fix the current problems. Trust me. Well, we might not, but I mean, we'll fix them eventually. This number did not change, by the way. I mean, it changed to 8, but it didn't change from 8 or 32 or 30. Those are our standard number. I don't even know what we can test here without. We'll have you scavenge or something. Everybody's scavenging except for a couple of unhelpful people. We're doing research. Everything looks great so far. No major crazinesses. I don't know. Once again, I don't know if this feels more readable to me, but I guess it is. What do you want? You want this to equal that up there? Yeah. Oh, look at that. It put var in there like a piece of shit. Whoa, oh, it's a bool. Why wouldn't you just leave the bool there? It says right here it's a bool. Why would you do that to me? Yeah, we'll leave that space there. We only have 20 more. Make this private. It's gonna look like when we do our commit. Look at that, 35 files. Doesn't look like we did so much work. If we work for Elon Musk, we'd get a raise. All right, what do we got some sort of typo? Sure. Fix it. Another one? It's because I was being lazy. It's because it didn't matter. Did you mean greater than? Yes, I meant greater than. Chosen. We need to differentiate between player chosen capitals and AI capitals. Look at all of these fucking typos, man. That one I should know. Here's scavenger. Look at all these scavengerables. Look at this one isn't even close. We didn't even get close there. Scavengeable. This one, whoops. Scavengeable. Scavengeables with an S. We need to add this to the dictionary. Well, let's make sure that it's not something fucking crazy. Get the fuck out of here. No way. So if you put an S on the end, it doesn't have an E? What? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Is scavengeables not a word? Let's look at it. Let's go to the dictionary. It's very bright. Scavengeable. Okay, so that isn't a word. Salvageable. So I'm just making shit up. So, well, what was the, so that's the problem. Yeah, so that isn't a word. Seems like it should be a word. And I added it to my dictionary. So that's that's the problem with using Google as a whatchamacallit. This one has an S at the end. Or an E, I mean, when it has the S at the end. So does this person's. What did that salvageable? What did that one? Salvageable. So it has an E. So we're going to leave it with an E and we'll add it in there. Because in our dictionary, we use it. All right. Get the fuck out of here. Oh no, all these are wrong. This is the exciting... Whoops. This is the excitement of programming. Scavengeables. Can we just fix all of these at once, probably? I guess there's only 3. So there was like a long while ago, I was saying that I didn't expect so much tedious stuff when in programming. And some of it's like this, where you're just like, I mean, I can do Control H or whatever. And you know, now that this thing has a spell checker built in, it makes me have to. What's your problem? Food list. You need to be a capital L is the problem. Food. What did I hit there? Food lists. Non-perishable. What did we spell here wrong? Oh, good God. That's embarrassing. Additional. All right. We've cleared all those things off. Yeah, so there's some tedious stuff that I really don't like in programming. That wasn't that bad, honestly. It sometimes... that I like getting rid of the lists. I like getting rid of notifications and stuff. So that isn't that bad. But there's sometimes some stuff that's just like dealing with the localization. That isn't that fun. All right, so what did we figure out here before we got sidetracked again? It has to do with they didn't have enough input. So if they don't have enough input, though, it's not supposed to break. It's supposed to, Yeah, where was that one weird thing too that I saw that it was like, why was this? I should have fixed that right when I saw it. Oh well. That was so that's under county. Check for any work. It goes through. It's gonna skip to the next one. So what's happening is I want to see if this, what did that say? Prioritize possible workers. All right, so we have a lot of possible workers. So the list is there. And so what happens to this? Somewhere in this list, so it's skipping. This is only checking the hero workers. Prioritize hero workers list, which I think actually we were using. It turned out that the prioritize hero workers list we just used for all of it. This is the weird thing. Shouldn't doesn't this do the same thing? So if we go to here, if this happens, it skips it. If this happens, if it's greater than 0, or if, if there's 1 in there, it runs this thing and this, but it also does, oh, these are different. That's the, okay, so that's the, so it skips through this whole thing and it never does the looking for population to work improvement. So it never does this, is what's happening. So it has people on the workers list because we just saw that they were all populated with some people. The reason there's so many is because it's going through the different counties. Some of the counties only have a couple people in them. So at the time it was hitting this one. We didn't have enough in there, so it wasn't being added to this. So yeah, these people weren't being added. And I think probably we were skipping that. So then what happens in here though? Is this supposed to, what does this do? It adds person to the improvement and it removes people from the list. I assume that they're getting added to the list in here. It needs to check if any county improvement workers are full so this doesn't add extra people to the county improvement. Look for people to work improvement. What's the name? Check for any work. So I think what's happening is we need this to run. That's not true though. It should. This seems right to me actually. So this is supposed to skip anybody who doesn't have enough if they don't need workers and if they don't have low things, they should skip that. And it's only, no, it airs out on that, but it airs out on the hero, but those other people never work. What was the exact case where they were never working? So it wasn't even, it was, they must be, one of these lists it's not checking them because they were idle, I'm pretty sure. So we actually need to put this back. We need to make this so that, we need to add a new key here. I gotta remember how to do this because it's been a long time. We can fix this too. We actually don't need it to be this way. We actually were dragging this over. We were dragging the good over. We're gonna drag in wood. We're in the Fisher shed and we're gonna say we need 5,000 of them. So the input good, we're never gonna have enough of this input good. So let's run this again. And this is why I wanted all this stuff in the inspector, was for easy changes like that for anyone who is downloading and wanted to fuck with it. But now I'm having second thoughts. So we won't. Yeah, so it's per worker, and there's 5 workers, so we're not going to have enough to work here because they'll never have enough wood. There's no to construct it. It doesn't cost anything. So this we're going to have the people will construct it, but they won't work there. And where are we getting a bug though? So they're building. Oh, they were just stuck on building forever, I think, is what was happening. No, it wasn't. I had made 2 of them. So then, okay, they do go back to scavenge. So it's just the hero is the problem. So the people did kick back to scavenge. Let's just double check like some random person here and make sure they're unhelpful. They are. So they did go back to scavenge. So they're not working there because there's not enough whatever. So the only problem is the hero. So if we tell this hero to work, he's going to bug out. Yeah, so the only problem is the hero. And the hero was he assigned to it though? I bet you he wasn't. That's not going to tell us anything. Oh, except so once the hero breaks it, then it kicks everybody else back to idle. So it actually, didn't we just fix all this crap? Okay, we're going to fix these ones. There, we remove the cannot resolve parameter because I probably got it out of here. It's no longer in here. Looks like you need a different parameter. Can I tell it to add the parameter? I should have just, doesn't matter. I should have just added it. This is quite a long summary. I should have just swapped their parameter to this one. How did that work? It was like it was like this /param or something. Param. All right, I don't know what it is. There's probably another one somewhere. Where was that thing? Here we go. Copy this one over. This thing, and see, now every one of these I open has all sorts of issues. Where the fuck was that? County had a giant description, a giant summary. Here we go. Nope, that's not it. And it had a population data. Look at all these things. They're driving me nuts now. It was right here. The parameter is population data list. Compare with true is redundant. We've learned. I'm unbreaking things, but I'm not fixing them. I'm just unbreaking them, which is different. Sealable? Researchable. Man, I spelled that wrong twice, but the same twice. You guys are supposed to catch that stuff for me. No, it's not your responsibility. I want to blame every bug that I get. I'm gonna now blame chat. I'm gonna be like, chat, why didn't you tell me that this was wrong? Chat, why didn't you tell me that my spaghetti code was wrong? Right, exactly. All right. What the fuck was I doing? Besides, I got sidetracked with that thing. Okay, so the hero is somehow causing some sort of chaos is happening. He's set on work. Oh my god, why are we looking at this now? All right, we'll fix these ones too. Parameter has no matching parameter. It's because I changed it. I changed it. Has no matching parameter in the tag. Can you just, oh, look at that. It'll just do it for me. And I went to all that trouble. Is never instantiated. That's not true. I mean, it is an instant. Oh, right. And because you want it to be like abstract or some weird shit. And I don't know what that yeah, what happens if we just make it abstract? What happens? Somebody asked that in chat once. They said, why aren't you using abstract classes? And I said, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I guess you want me to make this private? All right. Okay, so the hero is what's breaking it. So I'm betting that once again, it has something to do... Actually, no, I take that back. So let's think through the logic of how this works. We assign him to work, but there's nowhere for him to work. So it should... Oh, okay. No. The problem isn't that the code where it assigns people to work isn't working. The problem is the code where it allows you to click and have him work is bad. So he shouldn't be allowed to work. This shouldn't light up if there aren't enough resources for someone to work there, which is something we never thought of for this particular button. So that's the problem. It's not that the code is fucked up over there. Hopefully I didn't change any code in an attempt to fix it. It's that button is messed up. So we need to check that button before we make it active, wherever that is. What the fuck is this? All right, we also have this population activity HBox has unwritten activities is being hit because it's idle. And you know what? Writer had me update this. It said you should put these in here, but this is actually not true. We don't want these to be like this. We want this to has missing activities. We only want it to hit here in certain circumstances, and that's when, so there's ones that were missing. They're currently, we want them to be missing. So I guess we could put like idle in here, but we don't want it to do anything when they're idle. We want them to be idle. So I kind of see what it's saying. Let's go back to this. The problem is I don't want this thing to appear and make me worry. The reason this default was here in the first place was, so it's weird to have a default there if you don't have any, like, what's the point of having default if it's always going to hit something? Like, couldn't I just delete default? Since all three of these are default. You know what we'll do is we'll just leave it like this for right now. But if I comment that out, then I'm not going to know. Well, I'm not going to know. It doesn't matter. Default doesn't matter then. We're going to comment that out. Because it's just, every time I see it, I'm like, oh, that something's busted. Okay, so back to this thing though. So when when it populates work, when it populates that work button, I need to find populate activity buttons. Is that what we're just looking at? So if the population's activity is, yeah, that's fine. But we don't want that right now. We want... This is the hero panel. Get county, you know, we moved this from that other thing, and maybe that was when it broke it. Set default UI, update hero name and icon. Check for available activities. So this is probably where it's broken. So all it checks for is work. For each county improvement in the completed list, it checks, oh no, it checks for build down here for some reason. If the county improvement max population, max workers is greater than 0. So if there's more workers, so if it's not like the warehouse has no workers, and county, which it probably should have workers, but that's a whole other issue that I decided just to have 0 workers there. County improvement data faction resource type is not research. Then and so if it has okay, so this is okay. All right. So and or where the fuck was that thing? County improvement data get something. Was the banker? We need to check if look, we have like a check if research improvement. Check if low stockpile is equal to true. So what this would, yeah. So if we check low stockpile as yes, is that how this thing works? If the status is low, look at all these. Every single goddamn file is filled with problems. Replace with return. Oh. Man, some of them are nice though. Some of them are like, yeah, that does look better. Does that how that worked? If status. Huh. All right, yeah. That's what we want. That does look much better. So if yes, it's low stockpile. Where the fuck were we looking at this? Hero panel container. If we disable, no, if it's not equal, if it's equals false. So yeah, it wasn't the logic that I was like, I thought I made this more robust. It wasn't that, and hopefully I didn't break it by doing, man. I showed him how to save as, the guy I was talking about earlier. And he said he didn't want to do it that way. Yeah. Anyways. All right, we don't have anything to work at, so we gotta go to county improvement. We're gonna build, we can't, well, let's make sure that this works. First off, we're gonna do the wood one. So this one, once it's done being built, let's have him build it too. It's weird that button would break it, but maybe that's how fragile that part is. Okay, so we're gonna have the hero, no, we're not gonna have the hero do anything. Hey, look, that said scavenge has been unpressed. That's not what I clicked. What? Scavenge has been unpressed. Unpressed? What? Scavenge has been unpressed. Hero container. This this doesn't, something has been unpressed. We don't have like a name for this is some other test. Let's just delete this out of here. And my music is telling me that it wants me to, are you still watching? Yes. Okay. What were we testing? All right, let's let these guys build first. So 4 a.m. is, the cutoff. I think it's 3 a.m. where they actually build. So they're gonna build. We'll speed up time here. Did I speed that up? Yep. All right, we should be getting pretty close to being done. It's done. Let's check what everyone's scavenging. He can still work though. And it's supposed to be disabling that because there's no way he can work. So something's wrong with my logic here. Logic. Where'd that shit go? It was that weird check for... Oh, no, it wasn't the weird one. It was the normal one. Check for available activities. So if the max worker is greater than 0, and it's not research, it makes it not disabled. Or if the stockpile goods is low, but the status hasn't been updated. So the problem is that the status hasn't been updated yet. I bet you if we let it go another day, this would turn off. Oh no, I would be wrong. It's obviously getting the status. Otherwise, these guys would be working there. Did we ever put in if you could see the status of it being? We didn't. Or disabled false. Primary checkbox 2, which is 3. That's that one. What? I'm just gonna swap this because I'm curious if that's. Then I'm gonna go take a quick break. So we need to construct this one. What is the input goods for the? Oh wow, we should have done a test with the garden. It already had that set up. We'll hit this. We'll let this go until it's constructed. It still has it. So this is, if we put this false, how it should be. And this should be, it's if any of them can be hit, but there's only one county improvement. But I thought it would be, maybe we can look at this real quick. Maybe we can look at this over on our remote. If we go to our faction shippers, if we go to faction data, if we go to here, it's 0. And then if we go to, look at all these lists. If we go to completed county improvements, and then we go to here, there should be somewhere where we can see the status. Status is 4. You're not gonna give me what the enum is, you piece of shit. Now we're done with this. Research, we'll come back to the research, but the research isn't the problem. That it always hits that when there's some other problem. We're gonna probably need that. I don't think we need that. Okay, what are we looking for? We're looking for county improvement status. So it's at 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, look, it tells you what it is when you hover over. That's nice. I'm so impressed with like so many things in Writer. Like it's the little things that matter. So it is set to low stockpile goods. So what's the problem here? It's probably like my or thing. We could do something else here, actually, instead of having these nested if things or these if things. Where was it? We're back over to here. So let's look at this first. So for work, I think it's the or. Let's take this out of here and get rid of this. And let's put like, so we'll make it even worse. We'll make it even more nested for a second here, just to see if this, so if this is false, because I've had this issue before where it's like my or and is off because it's either or. And no. So if, according to this, if the status is false. So let's look at this again. We just changed this. So if the status equals low, so that would come back true. So if it's low, so let's put this. So if it is low, we're going to put this true. Disabled should be true. You know what we could do is we could set this to whatever this is. Right? What? Control K, Control D. Disabled is yes. Disabled is no. Obviously, it's going to hit this first. What if we put this behind this? I bet you there's a better way to do this whole thing. In fact, I'm positive there's a better way to do it. But let's see if what that does. Because if it's low, maybe we're not checking the right. No, we're checking all of them. Completed county improvement list. Now we need to build one. Yeah, we could have used the garden. We should have used the garden. I wonder why it feels like this happens. It takes longer to finish construction. Like that one was really fast. Okay, then now it's off. So now we need to test it with 0 input goods. And see what happens. And then I'm going to take a break. I was just looking at, I use a plugin to stream to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and I was just glancing at it, and I was like, I haven't updated that thing in like 2 years. I'm so used to everything updating on its own these days. Yes. Right? Like it's in this day and age, everything updates on its own. Okay, so that is working, but now let's check it and see if we get that same bug. Well, we're down, we got something fixed. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we'll figure out why. Because he should have been put to work. They should have fired somebody. And replaced him. He should have fired the shittiest person and joined. I think that's how we were doing it. It's fire the shittiest person with whatever fishery. So this person's a 12. So that this person, Gregory, should have got canned, and he should have replaced it. He's set to work, but he didn't get the work. So once again, it's always whenever it hits. This is like the researching thing is like the fallback where we always get the error, which is kind of good, honestly. Look, I have the things in here. For the research thing. All right, let me take a quick break, and I will be back in less than 5 minutes. Let me pause my music if you can't hear, and I'll be right back. I have returned, and need to turn this off. Whoops. I clicked next to the eyeball. Next to the eyeball. All right, so what is happening here? He should have been removed. So there is something else going on here besides the issue. And I still am looking at this return thing because where we were returning out of that one thing, because I think there's something else going on with that statement, because it's checking the max possible workers. Let me go, where was that? That was under like county. We're gonna have to clean up more of those errors. Or whatever they are. That was check any work. Okay, so this looks right to me. So let's see. He should have... He should have been put on this list. And it removes everybody from the county improvement. And then it runs this. But it doesn't add him in? Oh, no, it's looking at this list. So maybe this list doesn't have... Maybe he's not getting added to this list. Whoa, what did I just do? Whoa, what am I... How do you go forward? No forwarding. There we go. What is... Oh, I'm selected on the whole thing. We want to see the prioritized hero... I bet you we don't use this list anymore. I fucked around with some of these lists, and one of these I think I got rid of. Prioritized hero builders. Wait, hero builders? Is there a prioritized hero workers list? This should be prioritized hero workers. And then we're checking the prioritized hero workers list down here. Or we're adding them to it. And then we're checking the hero. So this is if this is above 0. Is there a quick way we can test this? I guess we still got to build the thing. Man, I'm listening to some Amanda Palmer. I like her music a lot, but all the controversy with her husband, I can't remember, is Neil Gaiman. We need to build this. It's that thing where you got to divorce the art from the artist. Because otherwise, shit's just broken. All right, so we have him. Let's double check that he's on work, too. He is. So we need to let 4 a.m. run around here. And we need to see prioritized. Look at that. It's 0 across the board. So when we click that, he's being added to probably some other list. It's probably like, it says builders or something stupid. So let's see. It's probably a typo. And then if there are 2 lists and we're only using 1, then we need to get rid of that list. Assign working heroes to prioritize list. So it's checking all of the heroes in county lists. It's checking their activity. So then if it says... So he's supposed to have add hero to prioritize workers list. This is add hero to prioritize workers list. Okay, why isn't he on there then? Something else must be pulling him off of there. So assign workers to prioritize list. We are doing this first because there aren't that many heroes that should be working or building. Add heroes to both prioritize. Okay. Prioritize and possible workers list. That's not true. Add to both prioritize builders. I accidentally. Builders and prioritized prioritized hero. This should be hero too, because these are special lists for those. So he should be being added here. When their county improvement equals null. So they only get added to the list. So we should see this in here. It's not the possible though anymore. We changed how this works. Is a hero, what is their name? Nicole. So Nicole didn't get added to this. I wonder why. Is their current county improvement not equal to null? Their activity is work. We checked that. We double checked that this is work. So that is correct. When their population, their current improvement is null. The reason why it has that is so that we can, if they're already working at a place, they don't get pulled off of it. Faction leader. What are we looking for here? Current county improvement is null. Okay. So why isn't it getting to this part? So it's got to be this recruitment thing, right? What are you doing here? This should have no effect on the lists, though. Oh yeah, we're doing that concat thing, but someone was saying that that's bad. But we are doing that here. So it checks this stuff. We're not fucking with any of those lists, though. And this doesn't change their activity in any way. This would have changed it to recruit, so it wouldn't have said work if this was the case. So this shouldn't have affected anything. So what's next after this? So then we go through all the county improvements and we gather their stockpiles, and then we assign working heroes to prioritize list. Why isn't this happening? Is it this win? They are building. Heroes and county list. That's right. Population data activity. Work. What happens if this isn't work? No, it's work. Well, it's translating that from the name. We're looking at the hero here. We can see their activity. Nicole, where's your activity, Nicole? It's 10. It's nice of them to activities 10 is work. So they definitely got the right activity in there. What about, how can we test this? So I think what we can do, if we go to here, and we can say heroes and county list. We're actually not checking that at this point. When I was clicking on this, we weren't checking that heroes and county list. We were checking. I mean, it'd be extremely strange if it wasn't all heroes list. Okay, we need to go to the all here, and then we need to go to 0 heroes in county list. Yep, there she is. So she's in that list. So the reason why so building works. So I'm thinking that it's not. I mean, I feel like they're being added to the wrong prioritized hero worker list. Add. But it's not getting to there. The only thing above this is this recruitment. Let's comment this out and see what happens. because maybe there is something weird that's happening with that recruitment. Because that was what we've changed since the last time we and I'll have to look at it more closely then, but it shouldn't be adjusting. Maybe it's like kicking them to idle or something temporarily, and then it puts them back. That would be strange. So we're going to have to build something again. Let it run until it's completed being built. We'll get to the buttons eventually. Put you on work. Double check that you're on work. Let 4 a.m. hit again. We still get the same error. Yes. So then what about, yeah, what's your name? Carlos. Back to the county. We commented this out, so we know it's not that. Gathers stockpiles? That shouldn't have anything to do with any lists. All right, it's probably a typo. I'm still thinking that there's a typo in here. What if we do this as a test? We go like this, and then we comment out that. Oh, we don't need this here, though. Oh, we need a colon. Because he should be getting added to this list. This is crazy. I wonder, like I said, what changed. We got another haywire in there. A lot of fish. We need fish to make fish, I guess. I was waiting for that. And then we gotta wait for 4 a.m. Still the same thing. There's another person named Carlos. This person's name is Victor. Why isn't this happening? Let's do this. We're gonna say what this person is doing right here. Maybe they aren't working temporarily. What are we missing? And now we're missing something. We need a thing. There we go. Because it does say idle there. I wonder, like, I bet you in the no, we disabled the recruitment for a second, and it still happened. This person's name is Craig. We don't need to do anything there. Craig. Craig, what's going on? Maybe let me look at something. I had an idea. Nope. Craig, we need you to work here. You know, it's kind of interesting. So I guess he was idle all these times. It's weird that it's hitting this twice. But he's definitely working. Oh, it works now. So what happened? Why did it work this time? That doesn't make any sense. I didn't change anything. I put this in here. Is work. Maybe it's like a weird, if you click it between a certain time. Is it? But no, I would have been hitting that time. Let's do it again. What? Now it works? But I haven't done anything. You know, this has happened in the past, and it was like I closed and opened Godot, and that was the real solution. All right, Fisher's Shed. You have no inputs. We need it to be built. All right, it's been built. It's 8 a.m. We clicked work. He's on work. And now we got the bug. So then why was it different that one time where it worked? Some crazy ass shit here. Oh, his name isn't Craig, but it doesn't matter. We got the bug regardless. One more time. We construct this. I'm going to try to hit it at a different time. Oh, I need to speed this up. I'm trying to hit it like really early. Okay, so so part of the thing has gone through, actually. Part of the day has gone through. What's this dude's name? Walter. So it's not even getting to, this is some crazy shit here. It's not even doing this. We're going to close Godot and reopen it, just in case. So why wouldn't it not be getting to this? So check for recruitment. I'm looking to see if there's any like adjust their activity. These are things that we're trying to get to. What is this? Check for recruitment activity. So if this is the case, this is doing something and it's setting him idle. I think this is probably the problem. But why would it air out? It should just act like he's idle. And I don't remember what this does, what the question mark does. Like with this, I know I've already asked whatchamacallit, ChatGPT to explain this. I'm not familiar. It hasn't clicked into the brain yet. Check for recruitment activity. Check for recruitment. So it should change this. If they're less than the number of recruits. If they're less than the number, so if they're 0 and 0, it would not do this. Well, we could put subordinates in here. We could put the word subordinates in here and see. We gotta run it though. We're gonna run it to 4 a.m. and see if what populates there without doing anything. Nothing is being done. Number of subordinates does match, so nothing is being done. So nothing in here is, so it's going through, and nothing here. Recruit subordinates, where is that? So that's down here, fire subordinates. So we have check for recruitment activity. Where is this thing running? Token movement. Token movement. What does this do? This other thing would have also... I think this is like an orth. I gotta look. Population data is less than... Let's look at this token movement thing, though. Yeah, that's something that we're not, this shouldn't be firing at all. And once again, we tested this. So then it's going down. This has nothing to do with... And this is start of day. End of day... There's something we could do. We need a process, though. We have one under the camera or the clock. If we did... There's a much better way to do this, I'm sure. Globals, instance, faction, player faction data, faction leader dot activity. So we're just going to fill up the... We can do this other button here too. Get rid of this. Okay, so he's idle. And that's because I'm wondering if it's changing. It's like between 2 and 3 or something. Because start of day actually happens after end of day. So let's see here. He should be idle up until... Basically, this is constructed. It's going to be hard to tell, but... we can put, here we can do this. Hero activity. And then we can just see only here. And if we see anything that's not idle, where we're about to click work. So we click work, and now we should clear this. And so then he'll just be on work here. And that he should be on work forever, but if we see it change, of course now I can't see it. If we see it change, then we know something else is here. I'm going to put this on my other screen, and we can stare at this. Okay, so work is going. I paused it. It's day 3. Oh, but we didn't get the bug this time. And he's working at it this time. Well, what the fuck? Why does it work sometimes? There's something in there that's like there's something that's like, don't have this person work. I wonder where the fuck this is. That maybe when you like click that button, it really doesn't do it what it's supposed. No, it's changing it though. Let's do county improvement, construct, We did restart Godot. Put it on 8. We'll let it go. We need to be able to see this. We need to clear this. We'll move this back over to the other screen. See, this would be perfect for me to learn how to debug better. We are still paused over here. Okay, it has been built. He's still at idle. I've clicked work. He didn't get the bug yet. The bug happens. There it is. Okay, so here no. After this one, he's still on work the whole time. So that theory is gone. And we've checked, and he doesn't have a current county improvement, and he's not getting the, I don't know what his name was, but he's not getting the assignment. It should, we had that, let's turn this clock thing off. Or the camera thing off, I mean. Wonder, maybe it's something weird, like we're adding a duplicate of him to that list or something. But it only happens sometimes. And like I'm randomly, and we also don't get the bug every time. I mean, it's pretty, that code for being added to the list is pretty basic. And we would have seen it there, where we would have, it would have, for a second, it would have flashed something else besides work, if that's what was happening. So it's not that. So once again, I'm going to look at this. So we're doing the county data. We're passing in the county data, population and heroes in county list. This is putting their activity. It says he's on work when he hits this. But then it doesn't, I think it's this win thing. There's something else going on here, because it works sometimes. Did ChatGPT betray us? What does this do? It means this case will only match if this is null. But we got rid of that and we tested it and it didn't work either. Add hero to prioritize workers list. I'm checking this again. Hero workers list. No, we're up here. Prioritize hero workers list. Every time I see this, I'm like, oh, here it is. Prioritize hero workers list. But we don't ever see this thing. Like, this never seems to happen. Oh, where the fuck did we go here? We have too much shit up open. Token movement. And we see the activity up here. I guess let's run this one more time. What else could be happening? If his activity is always that, and we see it reflected in the... Man, it's been a long time since I've ran into a weird bug like this where I'm like stuck on it. We commented out the recruitment thing. So Deborah is this person's name. We gotta wait until it's built. So it's been built. It's 8 a.m. We're gonna check that. They're on idle. We're gonna check this box. They're on work. So the next day is gonna come around. We get the bug. So why the fuck are they not getting added to prioritized? See, it never has this count, and it never... Where are we getting that count? What is this thing's problem? Why would it not be hitting this? This is happening, right? We need to put it... No, we have a dollar sign there. County data dot county name. There was a weird thing, you know, there was a weird thing, but if it's not getting here, then it wouldn't be hitting the rest of this stuff. What's this? This is not the hero. I swear to God, it's like a typo somewhere where I have the wrong list that's getting checked. It's always 0, though. Do I now have it initialized or some shit? This is under the county data, which I have somewhere. But if it's not getting initialized, I feel like it would have already given me an error. It is a Godot collection. And it works sometimes. So what would be... You know, for a long time ago, when we first were setting this up, I was thinking when you click that button, we could add them immediately to the prioritized workers list. But then I was like, nah, we got to do it this certain time. They have no input goods. So I guess that's the other thing. Let's look at this again. I just had an idea. Maybe we're back to this thing. End or start of day, or where we at? This doesn't actually give them, nothing stops them from being in here. We've already tested this twice. Like there's no other, unless there's some reason heroes and county list is not, I'm missing something simple, I know it. So there's something simple going on that I'm missing, and it's like probably obvious, but it's like, there might be like a break in here or something, and it's breaking this whole thing when gathering stockpile goods. But it happens sometimes. Like, sometimes it works. And that's probably why. But this doesn't have any inputs, so it shouldn't even bother with this stuff. It shouldn't even bother with this stuff because there isn't any. And then we're going to see there should be a rainbow thing for Portland, start of day. Now that Patrick is idle, I assume Patrick's that guy. So we got 13 people on the possible workers list? Only 13, huh? That seems like a low amount. Oh, because they're building. And they are scavenging some food, it's just that they're not scavenging enough. Right? It's got to be something like that. I just had an idea. Let's let this run for a whole other day. And then let's click this button. Then let's let it run. Nope. I was thinking maybe the county improvement is not. Prioritize. We got nothing. What was the name? What was the thing where it was supposed to be checking? It was like we had a count of some sort. Count. Hero work, is that the problem? It's like it's being added, but even if it was added to that list, he should be still. What the fuck, man? Hero, prioritize hero workers list. Prioritize hero builders list. And these are always 0. See, the workers one, this is possible workers. That's for the actual workers is working. But it looks like this is always 0, and it shouldn't be. So what am I missing here? We've checked his activity. His activity is work. So it's got to be something before this. We've checked this win thing. The county data we're passing, and I guess we did not check the county data. But shouldn't it air out? It would air out. No, it wouldn't air out. It would just be like, no, there's nothing here. No, I think it would air out if this county data was wrong. Assign working heroes to in. Oh, we should have put a $sign over here. It's got to be like something. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've had this like weird. It's made me think here. I wonder if it's something that's like unassigned, like one of these things, because we deleted the .godot file. And so I wonder if it's like one of these items might be like unassigned or have the wrong thing. So it's not getting the right information for the county. We rebuilt the county data. I don't remember if we have a folder of county datas though. I don't think we do. No, there has to be because we type them in here. Like maybe there's something missing here. Like I haven't messed with this in a long time. We also renamed some stuff. Player faction. We have the different population lists, construction. We're getting, look at all these arrays and shit. Prioritize construction improvement list. Prioritize worker improvement list. These are all 0 because they're generated when we create the thing. So let's go back to the top of this. We know that he's in here too because we checked. And it actually says that there's a thing that was saying like so-and-so was added to the all heroes and you know, it didn't say that, but we did check this for, is this still running? It is, but let's double check. We are gonna go to remote, factions, the shipbirds. It's probably like a resource isn't copying right. That's been the thing that's fucked me so many times. So we need to go to factions county owned is 0. And then we need to look for heroes in county, and we have it right here. So there he is. What about like that concate thing? Maybe there's something weird with that. The first time I used it. Okay, so let's run this and make sure that this actually is running. It should happen every day, regardless if there's any heroes in the list or not. My music stopped. My time's almost up. I'm gonna have to, I can use the same title as I did today. You know, regardless of what we do, it should actually show that. What color was that thing? Nothing. A nothing color. Assigning. Working. 9? What do you mean 9? We don't start with 9 errors. You know, there's a thing once that the issue was, what are these errors? I wonder why we got 9 this time. 9's a very rare number for these. It didn't hit this at all. So that's strange. Did we get the day's start of day? We got the start of day. So a long time ago, we had an issue where the time was happening too fast. And so it was skipping stuff because it wasn't hitting the numbers. And I wonder if that's what's going on. We changed it. I wonder, you know, sometimes it worked. Maybe I didn't have the time on times 8. But this, according to this thing, what day is it? We're on day 0. It's 4 o'clock. Let's see if this thing showed up. Okay, so it is hitting this. Assign workers in Portland. So it's getting to here, and then like it's the hero lists. We can also add in here heroes in county list count. No. We want county data dot heroes in county list count. Yes, we actually do want that. So this will tell us if there's something in here. What does this thing want? I mean, I'm just avoiding. I mean, I guess. Oh, we added more stuff in here. So, you know, it was showing this a couple of times. I didn't notice that this was the activity it was pointing out earlier. All right. So we know this, we have the count. Like, is the hero count, heroes and county list wrong? And then I want to run it at like 1 speed. We'll slow it down. We'll construct something. We'll do that fast. Because it also, you know, that, right? Right? No, wait, wrong? I also, you know, earlier I said it seems like sometimes it takes longer for the things to get built. And it shouldn't. So let's run this until it's built. Let's put this at 1 speed. And there's our heroes in the list. So so it's happening right now. But there's nothing here, so there's no cases. It should have said whoever is idle. What is this person's name? Carolyn? And it did. Except it said it twice. Okay, which is weird. Unless we have that GD print somewhere else too, which we could. So I put it back to normal time. We click work. She's on work, and then we're gonna chill until 4 o'clock in the morning, yeah? Yeah, if only I knew how to debug better, right? Yeah, moving from Unity has yeah, no, that does bring back hellish nightmare memories. So Portland, it does have it in here. Oh, we do have this in here twice. No, we don't. So we okay, look. It gets to here. It has the thing in there. All right, I'm gonna call it a day, but I'm gonna raid somebody. I don't know who yet. Um, so it should have. Do we have a filter in here? We have a Portland filter in here. Let's go look. Let's double check this. Holy shit! Oh, people are starving. They're not. We don't have. We don't give enough food for when they're scavenging. We just need to fix it. And change the number. That's unimportant. We want them to be starving. See, this is why you need a search, not a filter. It's weird that this switched to 9. This is crazy, right? It's always 8, and now it's 9. What did I do differently? I clicked around inside of stuff I didn't normally look at. We got to find, what is this person's name? Carolyn. You know, this happens all the time too. Oh, in the stream, I'll go like smoke a cigarette or take a nap or something, and I'll come back and I'll open it up and I'll be like, oh yeah, here it is, and it will just fix itself. It blows my mind that happens. I'll just be like, oh yeah, 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 it was this thing needed to be a checkbox or something. I should have moved to something else and came back. We should have moved to those buttons, and then it would have popped. It has something to do with like the shower thoughts, you know. Okay, so look, how cool. We gotta find. I guess we can put in Carolyn. It says she's idle. She's not idle though. And so this hits neither one of these because she's idle, it says. Do we have two of these somewhere? Do we have one of these? Whoops. No. I want this. I want the whole goddamn thing. No. So Carolyn should have been added here. It's got to be this win thing. But we already tested that. So the other thing I was thinking that it could be is like this is a like somehow this is like this copy isn't right. I mean, we can go look at it right now though. This is heroes in counties, so we need a list of all of the counties. We're in 0. Heroes in county. And so their activity should be 4 or something. There are 10. 10? That's not 4. Yeah, their activity's 10. But at this point, it thinks that they're idle. All right, yeah, I'm going to call it a day here. It's very strange. I should have put in, so it'd be easier to search for, is like the county name right here. I'm going to do it one more time. Of course, this one more time. So we can see what this says right next to this because this doesn't search. It's a filter, not a search. I would like a search in, hey Joker, why don't you write a plugin that lets you search in here, not filter? That's a great idea, right? We're going to construct this. That would be the best. It can't be that hard, right? You're a master anyways. You're the master of all Godot. It'll probably take you like 5 minutes. All right, we got to wait until this is done being built. This is done being built. We click this button. Now we wait till the next day. And we hit space. And we go, there's another Carol over there. We go Portland. Oh, did we not? We didn't get the bug this time. What did I say? What did I say? I said, if I test this again, right before, we're not going to get the bug. So it's just like a plugin where you would change this icon to a filter icon. So because this is the search icon, this is not the filter icon. You'd change, this is pretty much the filter. It's very similar, but you'd change this to the filter icon and you could just get rid of the fucking filter. Get rid of the filter and you would leave that there and it would search instead. of default names and control, looking for the output. Why does this thing torturing me today? I'm worried that it's because it's a Godot collection. That's actually my worry right now. That's the problem. What am I clicking on this for? That is like something has gone south, and it's not checking that list correctly. The for each, like sometimes it's finding it. All right, let's do, this is the last time if it works or not. Did I build this shit? I think I did. Okay, there we go. So we're going to click this. It's 8 a.m. That's perfect. We got the bug. It says he's idle. But he's not idle. So I think what's happening maybe is we have like a copy. We're affecting a copy somewhere of the hero. So when we click that button, it's like it's not getting back to the thing. It always says he's idle in here. Except sometimes he's not idle. So there's something weird going on. There's like a duplicate or something of him. And I bet you if we check over here in the remote, he isn't idle. He's working. We can look at here. Whoops. We can look here and we can go to, well, he's the faction leader. And he'll have 10 on his thing. Yeah, his activity's 10. So either he's flashing idle temporarily or it's this list. Well, we're not checking. So this is not this. I mean, it should be the same, but can we check directly here? I think this is busted where you can't actually see this. The county data would have heroes. Yeah, so this doesn't match. Do you have one? Did you write it already? That was quick, dude. Wow. What are you making over there? I thought mine was bad, like with the number I had. Look at this. I'm gonna show this to. That's the Godot editor. Let me show this to chat to everyone. Zooming in. Wow. I mean, you got to have a lot of H boxes. We've learned that. The whole thing's built on H boxes. So yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, it makes my game feel less crazy. All right, let's write in here though. We're gonna call it a day. We are gonna rate somebody though, but we're gonna call it a day. I'm gonna add in this thing just in case I don't work on it offline because I might. Wait, we were gonna check something though. We were gonna check. Oh, we can't. Yeah. So well, we can. We gotta go to our remote. We're in remote. Where am I going? We gotta be up here. Shitbirds. Here. We want to go to see, the thing is it says that he's working right there. There's another thing we could sorry, we're gonna check two more things. We're gonna check our activities because we did fuck with some activities today. We loaded them in alphabetically. So idle, I just want to make sure that this says idle, and then work says work. Okay. So if we go to here, come back over here. We go to here. We go to counties owned. We go to 0. We go here as in list. This is the correct thing. What are you on? What does your activity say? Build. Who the fuck is this guy? John Henderson. This is him. Well, this activity says 10. What was that other activity? Where's sub build? Where the hell was that? It was down here. This is just the defaults, though. HBox 5005 is the render in the top right. This little puppy. Just for the drop down? Wonder why. It's because they changed something and it probably got all fucked up. So they were like, just throw another HBox in there. That's why. Because they've learned as they make it. They're like, because this, yeah, this should be all one. You could do this whole thing with one HBox, right? This one looks like it's different off-centered, but I think they look like that because these have the little clacker. Yeah, so I don't know why this is idle, unless I'm doing something wrong. I mean, no. I mean, it's possible. But it thinks that he's idle. And we just looked at that county data. We're passing in a county data. Anyways, let's put this node in here. For some reason, most of the time, the hero is considered idle. You know what we could do, because this made us just do this, is we could go... actually, we just need this part. We'll put this under idle. And then we'll set this up. We're not going to run it right now. We're just going to leave this. What's your fucking problem, man? We're going to leave it. What? Huh? What? Leave this for here. Oh, we need a break in here. Maybe we don't have a break. Wait, is it break or return? It's break. All right, but then we'll have that there. 5005. Let's put this in here. I was just looking at because we did import those things from, no, but these are just enums. Those are just enums. For some reason, most of the time, the hero is considered idle here. Create a new issue. I like this blank issue thing. How they've updated that. Man, what a waste of 3 hours. Move to top. I wish you could do cross strikeout in YouTube titles. Maybe you can, and I just don't know how to do it. Because I would like when I write a title for my YouTube video, my live stream or whatever, I'd like to be able to strike it out if that's not what I did and change it to something else, like total clusterfuck of pain. That's what I would change it to, probably. Life is pain. Life is pain. There we go. It's the struggle. Heroes don't seem to... hero activity bug. Activity bug. We're going to commit and push. We're going to go over 2 to-dos. I should have done that first. Put that thing in there, and then we could have seen. So it was, when it was reporting that twice, this is why it was hitting the default. So it's hitting it up here. And what's weird is I searched for this. I added something to it. I added this to it. Get activity name. What? These are slightly different. That's the thing. But they were both reporting as idle every time. So something's going wrong. I think it's the list. Have the Godot array betrayed me? All right. We committed this shit. We pushed this shit. We're going to close. What's this? All right. We committed that. We pushed that. I usually close this first, but now let's find somebody to raid. Let's look. I've raided the same people a bunch lately, so I'm going to try to find someone newish. Let's go to the raid button. What? Sorry, I missed your message. Will that work? Right? Because that would be kind of cool. I wonder how searchable it is, or if it like throws some kind of weird error. Is he? Oh, because of the Unity thing? I rated him very recently, though, is the problem. I tried to spread out the love. What do we got? Crystal. I've never rated Crystal Mess. Ever. And he's up, and I've always been like, I'm going to raid him one day, and then I don't. So let's raid him. And so let me stop my music. This is the new thing I've learned, is I have to stop my music before I do the raid, because if I don't, then I can't hear them talking. What's your fucking problem? Get out of here. So yeah, let's raid him. I've said I was going to. All right, I'm going to click this start raid button. And here we go. Yeah, thank you guys for joining me. Sorry it was boring. No, I don't know. Sorry it was a disaster. But I'll talk to you next time. Have a good existence. Bye.